Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good Tuesday in the stock market. First thing you guys want to hear about is GameStop. GameStop's looking good. Nice tight consolidation. Last 15 days, I counted it up, which is over 2 weeks of trading days. That's crazy. So really starting here back in 3/16, so March 16th up until today. Had this big dip, but that was just the earnings kind of manipulation. I don't really count that so much. It's been kind of grinding down a little bit, but still staying in this nice tight range. MACD has come down some on the daily and starting to kind of flatten out here, which is good. This MACD crossing over the signal is a bearish. That is bearish, but given that the stock price has kind of stayed flat, it's still good. RSI is nice and flat, and on the hourly, it's looking like we're kind of holding above this 180 moving average, which is good. I mean, it's crossing over a little bit here, but it's just kind of chopping and staying in this range. And MACD on there is looking good too, nice and flat. As long as we kind of stay above this 175 or even this 164, that was the real low bottom. Without news, if there's news, some sort of catalyst where the hedge funds and market manipulators can drive the price down, so they use that. If they use any kind of news, then they short attack it. It's pretty straightforward. That's how the market's worked for forever, I think. And back here was earnings. Let's see, was this earnings or was this the share offering? I don't know. It wasn't a share offering though. It wasn't even a new paperwork or new anything. There's nothing new. They filed to say that we want the ability, and just to let everyone know that we have the option to basically offer shares back in December. And they said we will allow up to 3.5 million shares that we could offer, or the equivalent of $1 million. $1 million. And then they just revised it the day that the stock tanked, and everyone was saying, oh, they're offering shares, it's over. They just revised that offering, still 3.5 million shares, which is nothing, even if there's not 500% naked short float interest. That's still only 5% if it's truly only 30% short float interest on the stock, which I don't believe. I believe they have to cover the shorts 5 times over, and then it'll be 5%. So, or 3.5 million shares, which is, yeah, like 5%, which is nothing. And all they did was, like I said, revised it. So basically, instead of $1 million, they want $1 billion. And that's because they value the company much more. They think, a lot has happened since they first originally put that paperwork out. And so they want to get part of the squeeze. They see the squeeze coming, as they've said in their earnings report. And when this thing comes up, if it goes to 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 a share, 10,000 a share, they won't have to offer very many shares to get $1 billion. It will not even be noticeable with how much volatility will be going on. Even if they do it all at once, it'll be just a very small, quick blip. But their offering is not a normal secondary offering or something like that, which would be much worse. It's I think ATM, which I think it stands for at the money on the offering side. I'm not exactly sure about the details, but basically they can offer shares when they want and how many they want. It's not all dumping it at one time at a certain price. So sometimes you do a secondary offering, they say, okay, we're going to offer 1 million shares, say at $120. And if the stock's at $200, what's going to happen? Stock price goes down to $120. It's just going to dump it. At the money, they can do it kind of wherever they want and however many they want at a certain time, at whatever time. So they have that option, and that's a good option to have, and that's what you want with a company that you want to hold long term, a company that has a big cash balance. They already have $600 million in the bank. They don't need this extra $1 billion, but they're doing crazy awesome stuff. It's going to take some capital, and why shouldn't they benefit some on the squeeze that they are making happen in the first place? So power to them. It's not going to affect it. 3.5 million shares is nothing. $1 billion will be nothing when this thing's worth a lot more. So GME, catalyst for this week is DTCC with the options, in the money options and all that manipulation they're doing. That might be implemented this week. Typically it's within a week, I hear. So that could be a huge catalyst. We've got some naked calls on it. which are great, but these probably will expire worthless. But maybe not. They're not too far out of the money. They're not 800 calls. They're 435 calls. Only 2 of them. I'm watching it like a hawk, though. If I see crazy price action, I'm going to be scaling in. I'll be selling out of other stuff and rotating in real quick whenever that does come. We've got a put credit spread, so just in case it doesn't happen. And I kind of like this strategy going forward. If you're familiar with options, I like to sell credit spreads. But what I've thought about is if you're pretty certain on the price action where a floor is, you could do a put credit spread. It could go either way, call or put, depending on which way you think the stock's going. But take the credit you get from that. So in this case, I get $250 in credit to sell this credit spread. And then it has to stay above the 280 or 180 by the expiration. But I take that money, that credit, and then I buy naked calls. That way you can make your naked calls free. As long as it stays above this, that's a net neutral position, which is kind of interesting. I've never done that with that strategy in mind, but I'm actually accidentally doing it this week. Because if you see here, I'm receiving this $250 credit for selling this credit spread, and this expires in 3 days. And then I bought 2 calls that also expire in 3 days, and these things cost me $200. So I'm net plus $50 as long as GME stays above 180 by the end of the week. And it gives me upward potential, unlimited, infinite upward potential. So there you go. It's be worth 13K if the stock price is at 439 by Friday for one of them. So yeah, that's kind of a cool strategy I've never really thought about or done. I've also got this, what is this, a debit spread. I just have one of them. This is pretty far. No, this isn't actually too bad. If it starts to go crazy, I'll probably get some more of these. But with the debit spreads, you want it to be basically expired just above your top strike. So if I think it's going to be closer to 500 or 600 by Friday, or 400 or 300, I want to get a higher out of the money than this. If I think it's going to be 290, this one's perfect. Basically, because that'll be your max profit right here. I think I have that right. Yeah, so let's see, 280, 282. Yep. So that's the exposure I have to GME right now, as well as all of our shares. I did scale in some on shares. I bought a few more on this account. Sold out of some stuff, bought a couple more. So we got 27 on here now. And then still have the 20 on here. I kind of show you this, guys, so you know I'm still holding. Got the 10 on here, 10.10 on here. So got pretty good exposure in the shares, but really the options, I mean, that's how you can make a lot with a little if you do it right, or you can lose with it also. Today, so Microsoft had the augmented reality glasses talk and all that going on. That's why I ran up here. We got options for that, and I sold some, made some free, still have a few. Looks like it's kind of leveling off here. We'll see if it keeps going. These expire next Friday. CLOV is a heavily shorted health company that Chamath is into. It started running up today. I bought some shares. I don't know what it's going to do. I did call out on our Twitter, though. Called out some stocks today. I actually didn't end up playing them, but so CLOV, XL, eyes all popping. I think they're pretty heavily shorted. This was at 1141. I'll show you what some of these did. 1141. CLOV didn't really go anywhere. Went up some. The 1141. That was right there. So yeah, CLOV didn't really end up doing anything. XL, let's look at that. So this was 1141 right here. So it had a nice run up from like $8 up to 870. Not a huge crazy run. But our last one, eyes, this was 1147 right here. So this would have been a good one if you got this one. When I tweet something out, though, I'm not saying to buy it. I'm just mentioning what I'm noticing in the stock market, and this one would have been a good one though if I got in on it. 827 all the way up to like 10.5 or so. Nice little run on eyes. This one I had a position on. I sold it. I'm not sure if we'll continue on this or not. This is a nice bull flag. The 9 crossing over the 180 I don't like. The MACD does look nice though. Bull flag looks good. One's just so volatile. I don't even know, like, I don't even think there was news on this. Secondary site. Oh, maybe there was. If they got more names. Oh, new board of directors. Maybe that was it. I'm not sure. And then XL. This one, they got a class action lawsuit against them because I think they fudged their numbers. basically, yeah, they got in trouble. So I think that's why this one's dropped off. I tweeted out the lawsuit like a couple weeks ago, but that's why it's had all this action down here. And then today running up, this might have been, I don't know, when it does this, could be call sweeps, could be some shorts covering. I think this is probably heavily short at this point. But yeah, we called that one out and didn't do a whole lot. And I'd be kind of sketchy about this one just because, yeah, their numbers weren't right on what they've basically filed. So no bueno. Long term's looking good today, nice and flat like GME. Squares up a little bit. RKT, Corsair, UWMC. Let me show you guys RKT. What? Oh, this was what's his name? Najarian? Yeah, Najarian. Najarian pumped this on CNBC today. Whenever they talk about stocks on CNBC, they jump up. That's what this was. But it kind of held a nice floor up here actually. So we'll see about RKT. This is kind of a nice little bull flag. MACD did cross over, which is good. It had support here, and if it bounces off that and keeps going up, that's good. RKT is still heavily shorted stock, so I'm bullish on that one. Corsair 2 is doing a nice little stair step type thing up. It's like open high, and then next day open high, and then it keeps doing this, but it's gradually climbing. This is great. And the 9 is over the 180. Look at this. It had this called the golden cross. It's crossed over. MACD's kind of leveling off here. If it breaks out of this, see, it kind of broke that resistance today, then kind of came back. If it can break this in the next couple days, that will be very good. And then we should be on our way up and just be breaking resistances back and forth. UWMC went up. They offered, I think they had their dividend. KO, RKT. Yeah, I got that UWMC call. On here, I didn't do anything today on our E-Trade. I don't think I did anything today, which is a good thing. That's the best kind of day when you don't do any trading, honestly. You want to just have positions already ready on here. Trade less, profit more. Are you kidding me? It's like not working now. Dang it, E-Trade. I actually have to use a different browser just for E-Trade to work. It's bad. I can't use E-Trade with Chrome. It doesn't work most of the time. Anyways, that's not working now. We didn't do much on E-Trade. I think you guys saw it. That's all I got for you. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. Follow us at Happy Money YT. And got this video from Roaring Kitty. Look at the kitty. Watch this kitty. He goes meow. Watch it yell into the wind. He's out.